Oh, there we go. All right, we're back. Brother, what's up, man? It has been far too long. It's been what, a week and a half, 2 weeks since we've done our last
Yeah,
NBA. Yes.
yeah, week before the deadline. And
Yep.
sorry, we tried to link up for the deadline. I got busy with work and stuff and wasn't able to make the schedule work, but it's all good.
Yeah,
Turns out the
man.
deadline was
Dead.
not,
No, I'm just playing.
yeah, it was dead. It's not much going on anyway, so we didn't miss much.
Yeah. Few things to discuss. Before we do get into the deadline, though, I do want to get into an item that we couldn't get into on our last pod, which was the NBA All Stars. As we record this, the NBA All Star Game is this weekend. Slam dunk has been announced and all that. So, um, I just wanted to give a shout out to a few guys that actually made it. Like Scotty
Hmm.
Barnes, this is his first time. Jalen Brunson, I believe this is his first time too. Um, Obviously, AD and LeBron made it. I mean, it's just cool that some of these guys are being recognized. Trey Young and Scotty Barnes were both injury replacements for Julius Randle and Joel Embiid. And I think we need to touch on the Embiid news too. Um, but let's start with the All Stars, man. Do you have any problem with this All Star list? Any snubs? Any surprises? What do you think?
You know what, man? It's something I haven't really given that much thought. When I look at it now, let me see. Yeah, the Trey Young thing was egregious. It seems
It
like
was.
coaches and folks just don't like Trey, man. Like he
Hmm.
putting up crazy numbers these last couple of years, and he's just not getting no recognition. It's not his fault all the way that they're not able to break through, from the play-in spot. It's just, they're putting too much on Trey, and he's not able to carry the team to that level. Like he's putting up like what 27 and 11. Like, come on, this guy's an all-star.
Yeah.
Um, it's kind of crazy that Doc Rivers gets to coach, and he just started like a week ago. But
Yeah, and for anybody out there that doesn't know, there is a rule in the NBA that you cannot coach an All Star game 2 years in a row. So typically, whoever has the best record is going to be the coach of the All Star game. Boston has had the best record in the East 2 years running. So why am I blanking on his name? What's their coach's name?
um,
Joe Mazzulla. Joe Mazzulla. Yeah.
Missoula, there we go. Yeah,
Yeah, so Joe Mazzulla can't do it 2 times in a row, which is why it falls to whoever's next in line, which is Milwaukee Bucks Doc Rivers, even though he just got the job. So Um, he did say that he was going to give the money for it to Adrian Griffin. But yeah, it's interesting how that just worked out, man. It's very interesting.
I can't think of nobody on the East as a snub other than Derek White, Kristaps
Get that out of
Porzingis.
here.
They saying the Celtics gonna have 4 or 5 All Stars, but
Yeah,
no. Other than that, things kind of shaked out
yeah.
right.
I'm
And then in the
also happy
West,
for Paolo Banchero, man. He's been balling this year. Him and Franz, honestly, and Orlando. They are a good freaking team. Like it's kind of crazy. Like they're like a good team. But yeah, shout out to Paolo Banchero. Tyrese Maxey, first time All Star.
yes, yes, well deserved. Would have liked Jalen Brunson to start, but it is
I
what it is.
agree.
He made the team.
Yeah.
Of course, Dame's got some name recognition on him.
Mhm.
And then going to the West is kind of surprising. Like Steph is finally not starting.
Mhm.
But this again is well deserved. Shea and Luca putting up monster numbers, having great seasons,
Yep.
especially Shea team wise. Um, Other than that, I mean, I'm happy AD made it. I know there's been some talks about Fox or Sabonis didn't make it for the Kings, even though they're kind of slumping down to play in realm as well with us. Then it's kind of interesting that Towns made it over Gobert for the T Wolves. But other than that, I mean, no real big surprises. I don't think.
I
So,
I have a real big problem with Karl Anthony Towns being on this list. Paul George too, if I'm being real. I think both of them had like great Decembers, but what about October, November, January? Like it just feels like none of that matters to me.
who do you think should have made
Um,
it other than
Fox and Sabonis.
Gobert?
I think both of
Okay.
them should have made it over Paul George and Karl Anthony Towns. That's just my opinion. Especially Sabonis, bro. Like this last month in like just the past 30 days, Sabonis's numbers are like astronomical. Putting up like 30 rebounds, 15 assists. Like he's just been going crazy. But team success does have a lot to do with it. I think that they wanted to reward Karl Anthony Towns because obviously Anthony Edwards is the guy, and he's gotten them to number one seed pretty much all year. And then, Paul George had to be rewarded because the Clippers, I'm pretty sure they've had the best record since like December 1st or something like that. So I get
Yeah,
it,
they've been on a
but
crazy run.
I get it, but yeah, I really would have liked to have seen Fox and Sabonis in there.
Um, where's Zion?
Zion, you know what? I am going to give Zion flowers because
He's been
he has
healthy.
been but exactly he's been consistently healthy, and I'm pretty sure he only missed like maybe like 5 or 6 games, which for Zion is like whoa, like I'm pretty sure other than like AD, he's been one of the like healthiest players in the league, which is crazy for Zion. So I'm just excited that he's on the floor. His numbers are down definitely, um, but Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, Jonas Valanciunas, Trey
Playing with
Murphy,
good balance.
Herb
Yeah.
Jones. Yeah, man, like they've got a good team, and they've consistently been in the top 6 all year. So maybe he should have made it. Like I'm kind of talking myself into it. Yeah, like maybe he should have made the team. I don't know, but
Yeah, for a while Ingram was kind of their leading guy, but he's kind of tailed off a little bit the last month or two, and Zion's just kind of been steady all
yeah,
season. So another one that I was a little surprised, I guess. I mean, the numbers he doesn't deserve it, but like coming into the season, we all kind of like just knew Jamal Murray was going to be All Star, but he just hasn't really had those numbers. He's kind of cruising through the season, and he just turns into a monster in the playoffs, I guess.
and against
Jimmy
the
Butler
Lakers.
playing.
I think
Right.
I think Jamal Murray's biggest determining factor was games played. I'm pretty sure he's missed like 20 games already, maybe even closer to 25. So that's probably why he didn't get the nod. Um, but I mean, just like Minnesota, Denver's been right there the entire year. And yeah, Jamal Murray's been great. Except for the past 3 games, even though he just got hurt again. But whatever. Shout out to Jamal Murray. Let's move on. Let's talk about some of the trades that actually went down on this trade deadline. We'll start in Dallas with the Dallas Mavericks. Talk about how they moved they moved Grant Williams and Seth Curry and a first round pick to the Charlotte Hornets, who were very active for PJ Washington, second first round. I mean, sorry, excuse me, a second round pick, and they also got Daniel Gafford from Washington for Rashawn Holmes. So I really like this move for Dallas. I don't know if you heard some of the things coming out about Grant Williams and how he was just
Yeah,
like fat and out of shape and annoying and
just talking too much, and yeah,
yeah.
it's kind of funny. I guess it was the same stuff they were saying in Boston. They didn't really care about him when he left either. But
That
he
sucked.
found a niche there, and I just thought that he was going. I thought his skill set was going to be helpful for the Mavericks. I thought they overpaid a little bit, but I thought that he'd be a guy that'd be in their rotation. But he started off well, like the first week or two of the season, and just has been shit like since. I don't know. I guess him and Luca got into an argument or something. He don't wear his shoes no more.
that was like one of the most hilarious shits ever. Like they said this nigga Grant Williams don't wear the shoes no more, so get him out of here. Get him out. Like what? But yeah, man, like you, I thought Grant Williams and Seth Curry would be a big help for this Dallas Mavericks team, but neither one of these guys really panned out. But I really like PJ Washington. I think he's probably going to be a starter. Actually, I think he is starting now for them, and I like what he brings, especially to this Kyrie and Luka tandem. Um, they're talking championship, which is what they should be talking about. Obviously, when you've got a top 5 player in the world and you've got a great number 2 in Kyrie Irving.
Until Kyle
But
Kuzma that.
yeah,
You heard
Kyle
that story?
Kuzma. I did. Yeah, Kyle Kuzma apparently was like, no, I want to stay in Washington and build what we have here. This nigga stupid.
He said, "I've already won a championship. I know what that looks like, and I'm not wasting my time getting traded somewhere that's not a contender." Basically, is what he basically said.
That's crazy, Kuz. But
He
anyway,
said, I'm good up here with these DC hoes. I ain't trying to go
yeah.
down to the Dallas."
What do you think about this Dallas Mavericks team now adding PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford from the Wizards?
Gafford, I actually really like that move. PJ Washington, I don't know. He kind of just seems like a guy, like a tweener. I mean, maybe the Mavericks just need more rotation players, but I don't know. I'd have to see. I haven't had a chance to watch them. I see they're winning since they made those trades at the deadline. They're looking better, but I thought with Gafford, just like a big athletic body that can catch the ball. I mean, he's just going to be getting spoon fed by Luca. I mean, definitely an upgrade over Dwight Powell, or
Mm-hmm.
just you see how lively the rookie, just having a guy that can catch the ball and has some athleticism and some size has been huge for them. Like I feel like Gafford's going to be huge for them too. So
Hmm.
I think that move is the one that's probably the one most impactful moves of the deadline. Really, that and like the Knicks are the only ones who made real moves.
I feel like Daniel Gafford is. I agree. I think he's a really good piece, and I also think that he can help groom Lively for maybe moments that Lively isn't ready for yet.
So how do you think that's going to go? Like, is he starting over Lively now, or is just Lively still hurt, or he seemed like he keep getting hurt?
Yeah, I mean, these past two games, Gafford has been starting, but I'm not sure if Lively's been out or not. But I mean, and look, the Luca Gafford connection, it was instant. Like it's instant. It's crazy. Like I'm pretty sure for the Mavs, he's averaging like 16 points, 14 rebounds, 3 blocks. Like, I mean, okay, yeah, sure. Like let's just give the Mavericks Daniel Gafford. So I don't know, man. I mean, do you think this team has what it takes to? I mean, they're okay. Let me ask you, and then I will give my brother. Do you think this team has what it takes to win a championship? Because that's what this team is talking about, winning a championship.
I got a hard time seeing that. Be honest, just because I feel like they're still probably going to get tore up inside by a star big. Um, so, but the thing is that Luka is an absolute killer in the playoffs, and you give them someone to work with. If they once they if they find like a good rotation, a good seven guys that they can do some things, I wouldn't want to play them. Put it that way. Um, I don't see them winning the championship, but who knows? They can make it to the conference finals or the finals if they mess around and get on going a heater. But I just don't. I wouldn't predict that.
It's so interesting, man, because on
And of
paper,
course, Kyrie there too. Almost forget
hmm
about him because he's been hurt like half the season or like just missing games for whatever reason. But he's
hmm
other than that, he's been great for them too. So if they're both healthy and everybody's healthy and rolling, yeah, they'd be scary.
man, I think this team, as crazy as this is going to sound, I think this team can fuck around and win the championship this year. Like I honestly believe that. I mean,
I mean, the league is so
especially
open, bro, that like
yeah.
anything could happen at this point. I feel like.
Well, like I'm looking at it from like a matchup standpoint and who they may or may not have to play. Like
Okay,
if
let me
if
look at
they
that.
if they don't have to face Denver in until the Western Conference Finals, or like say it's Denver Minnesota first round and somehow miraculously Minnesota beats Denver. I'm picking the Mavericks over Minnesota. I'm picking the Mavericks over Oklahoma City. I'm picking the Mavericks over the Clippers. Luca owns the Clippers, by the way. I'm picking the Mavericks
But the Clippers keep beating Luca, so
in the postseason, yeah. But
yeah.
now he's got Kyrie Irving, so yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just I don't know, man. Like I feel like obviously the Nuggets are still the team to beat, but I feel like the Nuggets can be beat depending on matchups. So the playoffs are going to be very interesting, man. That's all I'm saying. And I would not be shocked at all if the Dallas Mavericks made a serious run and Lucas seen it happen. Like we saw it in 2011. Like we saw it. So I don't know, man. I just wouldn't be surprised.
I'd be surprised, but I wouldn't. I think it's plausible. Put it that way. Like I said, I
That's
think if you could get into the playoffs, you pretty much got a percentage chance of making like winning the whole thing. There's nothing, nobody like no super dominant team, because even the,
mm-hmm.
the dominant team, some of the dominant teams, they historically just short circuited in the playoffs. Like the Celtics, I mean, well, we'll see in the playoff. And
Yeah,
other than Nuggets, it's not really too many sure bets out there.
yeah. Real quick, I do want to bring up the Boston Celtics. You actually just reminded me that they got Xavier Tillman from the Memphis Grizzlies. I think that's a solid pickup, especially since Xavier Tillman um, can play those backup big minutes when Al Horford or Porzingis are out. Now, in the postseason, I don't see him getting much burn, but I think right now, when we're in the thick of it, we're in the dog days of the NBA season. I think this is a really solid pickup for the Boston Celtics, who basically gave up nothing for him, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I was
Um,
a little salty at that one. I would have liked to swing at Tillman. It's crazy. Maybe it's still like he plays good against the Lakers, but when I look at his stats, it's actually dog shit. So maybe he's just one of those
yeah,
guys that plays good against us.
yeah. And I'm pretty sure the Grizzlies also traded Steven Adams to the Rockets, which is that's so fucked up to me. Because obviously he's out for the season with that injury. But yeah, so they
Wait,
got rid
why
of
is it
both of the
messed
centers
up? What's wrong with it?
because he's hurt. Why are you trading him? That he's hurt. He's trying to rehab.
I mean, you trade him to a contending team, or like it's not like you trade him to the somewhere in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I know the Grizzlies were contenders, but like it's just like the Rockets. I mean, there's a role for him right there.
Over Shingun? I
They can
don't think
play
so.
together probably.
Can they?
Since Shingun got some range.
Uh, I don't know about that. Maybe we'll see. Um, the Charlotte Hornets, they also have finally gotten rid of Gordon Hayward. Um, they gave him to the Oklahoma City Thunder for Trey Mann, Bertans, some Euro guy, and 2 picks. Um, talk about overpaying. Holy shit.
Yeah, I thought people were saying he's gonna be a buyout guy. Now
yeah. Now he got a package with the young guy. I really like Trey Mann. But that Oklahoma City team is just too talented for him to play, I guess, because he was getting no burn there. Um, and then Bertans, I mean, this dude was like a bum the minute he signed that 4-year deal.
he's still on that deal
He's still on that deal, man. He's still on that. Well, it was like 4 year, 90 million, something like that, something crazy like that.
from the Wizards. Like,
From the Wizards, yeah, the Wizards, yep.
wow.
But anyway, do you think Gordon Hayward can bring anything to the Oklahoma City Thunder? He's still not 100% healthy, but he should be healthy post All-Star break at some point. What do you think about Gordon
That's
Hayward playing with these
no,
young
because
bucks?
he's always hurt. Like ever since he broke his ankles, man, he just hasn't been able to stay on the floor. Honestly, if he could be available in the playoffs, or through the stretch run, he'd be a nice, valuable player to you don't have to worry about Giddy just not being able to do nothing for you when the games count. But actually, I like it for the Thunder just kind of taking a swing. You know, um, I don't feel like it was a big need to get a guy like a swing man like that, but he does fit he does fit them, like being able to shoot, play make, with some experience. I
Mm-hmm.
still feel like they're a little soft on the inside. Chet Holmgren gonna get foul trouble against bigs that matter, but
Mm-hmm.
hey, they're young. They got to take the lump, so be it. But
I have a hot take
uh,
about the Oklahoma City Thunder. Um, I think Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is a good player. Uh, it's so funny because like I've been getting fried in my group chat because um, they think that I'm just hating on Shea and OKC, and that's just not the case, man. It's not the case. I think look, Shea he's averaging 31 points a game. Like he's first team All NBA. Like Shea is legit, but I think he's going to be exposed come playoff time. And I'm pretty sure that we've touched on this before on the pod, but like
you don't get them
I
free throws.
well, yeah, not I mean, not only that, but like he won't be able to score as easily. Like he can't in the regular season when teams are seeing you off of a back to back, like they're not game planning as hard to stop you. And I feel like Shea, not only is he going to get trapped, but he's going to get game plan for it to where he won't be able to get off all these easy shots that he's getting. Like
Get into a
I don't
spot so
know,
easy. Yeah.
I don't know how many Oklahoma City Thunder games that you've watched, man, but like they're one of my favorite teams to watch in the regular season just because Shea, like it's just easy for him. Like, first of all, the refs give him every single call. But even if they don't, like he's just blowing by guys, raising up like Kobe mid range, it's water. And I just don't think it's gonna be that easy in the postseason.
I
I would
mean,
love
but
to
there's
be
the
wrong.
argument that having that type of skill set is valuable in the playoffs, right?
100%.
You could
hundred
get
percent.
shots off and get make tough shots.
Like I said, I would love to be wrong. That's just my opinion because he's their number one, even though he does have playoff experience. This is going to be his first year in the postseason as the number one guy. So look. He's averaging
I mean,
31.
he's got to get reps though. I don't think nobody's
Yeah.
expecting him and the Thunder to be actually win the championship this year, even if they get the number one seed. I don't hear that nobody saying that.
Okay.
If anything, people are
So
saying they're allowed to get upset in the playoffs.
okay. So if Shea and Oklahoma City Thunder get bounced in the first round, Shea has 25 points on 40% from the field, 30% from three, 90% from the line, which are below his regular season averages. Am I right or am I wrong? Because to me, that sounds like I'm right. Like, so that's my entire point.
Well, let's see what happens, brother. You can't. I mean, yeah, you would be right if that was what happened. But I'm not sitting here trying to suck the man's dick. So whatever. Like, he's a great player, and he's still young. But he's got, I mean, to me, like, it's great. I never would have considered. I never would have thought that he'd be this type of player. Like, where he's like arguably top 5, top 3, or whatever player. Like, like this. This is insane to me. So props to him for working on his craft, man, and getting to this level. I mean, and there's still more he could get better on. So.
Absolutely. I am rooting for the Oklahoma City Thunder out there all the way, for all of you that call me haters. Uh, anyway, Gordon Hayward.
Hold on. While we're on the Thunder subject,
Mhm.
Rookie of the Year's check-in, Holmgren versus Wemby,
Victor Wembanyama.
because Wemby has been on one for like the last couple months, like
Yeah.
ever since he's been starting at center basically. He's been putting up crazy numbers. They're not they're still not winning at a high clip, but look, man,
Well,
you got to get some credit for being the number one option here.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going. One of them has Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and the other one doesn't. Okay, I mean it's as simple as that to me. Victor Wembanyama, 20 points a game, 11 rebounds. I mean, he just had 10 blocks the other day. Like
triple double.
What are we talking about? It's Victor Wembanyama, bro. He's the best rookie. Now the award is called Most Valuable, so you could argue.
No, it's called Rookie of the Year. It's nothing about valuable or anything like that. We've seen guys on shitty teams winning Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, give it to Wemby then. Yeah, I'm tripping. I don't know why I thought it was called Most Valuable Rookie. What the fuck am I talking about? Yeah, it's called Rookie of the Year. Yeah. Okay, but still, the Oklahoma City Thunder were a playing team last year. This year, they're the number 1 seed. What's the difference? Chet Holmgren. Nah, stop.
I mean, yeah, that's the argument there, but you gotta look at all the syntax, all not to work. I know. Oh my god, all the context, I should say. Yeah. Oh my gosh, the context. Yeah, I mean, Wemby's getting anchored by a shitty roster, no point guard, and them just trying stuff, and the Thunder actually trying to win, and Chet Holmgren filled a position of need, and he's flourishing. He's excellent, but he's like the second option at best. I really like to say like more like third option. Yeah.
Third. J-Dub is definitely the second option.
Yeah. I was about to say it. But okay, over time, like I could, at best he could be the second option. But this is Wemby's team. They're trying to clear the runway for him to be his league. Basically, he's got a lot on his shoulders, a lot more pressure than Chet has to deal with. So I just think, being the number one guy, that's got to in the pressure and expectation, has got to, because he hasn't disappointed by any stretch of imagination. He hasn't not meet any bar that I mean, I think he's probably at this point maybe exceeded statistical expectations for many people. We try to say, okay, maybe 15 a game, but he's out here pretty much dominating night to night. So yeah, man, it's gonna be league over in like 3 or 4 years. I mean, can you imagine when he's like actually a good shooter and knows what he's doing out there? He's already a great defender.
Yeah, 3 years. Yeah, you're insane. Next year is Wemby's league, bro. I think. Look, OKC, the Spurs, the Lakers. Those are the teams that I always try to tune in and watch the most. Man, Wemby is he's like, I don't know the stat, like the plus minus when he's on the floor and when he's off the floor, but like it has to be incredible because when he's on the floor, the Spurs actually look like
a competent team.
Yeah, like a basketball team. Like, what the hell? And then they put in Zach Collins, is like, okay, yeah, they're down by 30. Like, he's so good, man. He's so good. He can do everything. I thought that he would be the runaway rookie of the year. I thought that he would come into the league and it would be easy for him. But even I was wrong. Like, this is like he's like even exceeded that expectation. Like, he's looking like the guy now to me. I think right now you can build a franchise around him, and you can win a championship with him right now.
Yeah, I was about to say, swap Chet for Wemby, and where would the Thunder be at? And that's no disrespect to Chet, because he's amazing too, but and actually an efficient shooter right now compared to Wemby. But
yeah, it's over. It's over. I mean, yeah. Just go ahead and give them the trophy. But yeah, okay. Real quick, I want to talk about Gordon Hayward on Thunder. I think that it is a good move, and honestly, I think it's a little underrated. I feel like people are like writing Gordon Hayward off too early. Um, he was looking pretty good in Charlotte this year, and not like all-star level good, but like they don't need that from Gordon Hayward. They just need somebody who can calm them down, who has been there before, and somebody who can play make for them when Shea's off the floor or when J Dub doesn't have it going. Um, I envision many Chet pick and rolls with Gordon Hayward. I envision like SGA and Gordon Hayward pick and rolls. Like I think that they can do a lot of things with Gordon Hayward. So hopefully he can, get healthy and actually help this team. We'll see. Because yeah, it's over for Josh Giddey, Oklahoma City. Um,
Wow.
Philly, Philly. Man, Joel Embiid, the
By the
news
way,
came down.
sorry, I mean to interrupt, but Giddy, they dropped the charges, so I guess he's free. The whole pedophile thing,
Yeah,
underage
yeah, yeah.
minor thing.
Yeah. We still don't know the full story. Apparently, the girl's parents never corroborated with FBI or the NBA. They both did separate investigations. So that's that.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
kind of where it ended up where I thought it was gonna be. Didn't sound like they was trying to press charges. It just she outed herself and people jumped on it.
Yeah. Philly, man, sad news from Philadelphia. Joel Embiid is pretty much out for the next 2 months with a MCL, or is it a no? It's definitely MCL
MCL. Yeah.
strain
No, no.
tear. I don't know.
Meniscus. Meniscus.
Meniscus. Okay, so he did elect to have the surgery. He should be back late March, early April, right in time for the postseason. He can't win MVP, even though
Or all
statistically,
NBA. Yeah.
yeah, like because of the new 65 game rule, which in this instance I think makes a ton of sense. Like you can't play 45 fucking games and be the MVP of the league. You can't. Uh, but man, like this is just a huge blow for Philly, man. What are your thoughts on Joel Embiid missing all this time?
Um, you know, if the bottom of the East wasn't so shit, I'd be worried about them falling to like the play in or something. But they'll probably be in good shape, decent shape to still be above that threshold. Let me see, they're what
32 and 22
two
right now.
2.5 games above the seventh seed. So who knows? They might fall into the play in. Um, but it's tough, man. Embiid was having an MVP year, scoring champ. Just having an incredible season, and you hope that he could get back to still, picking up the pieces right back where he was when he gets back. But
Mm-hmm.
this is a big guy, man. He's going to take a little ramp up. He's going, take him time to get back in shape. Philly's got to assimilate him back in. So, you hope that he has enough time to do that for the playoffs. But at the end of the day, what it matters for Embiid's career is playoff success,
Playoffs.
and
Yep.
so hopefully he's healthy and able to be wrapped and ready for the playoffs and then go on a run. I don't know now. I don't really know if the Sixers have enough to win a championship, really. But again, the league is so open that it just maybe takes different matchups. But I don't know. I know the Sixers, if Embiid would have been healthy, they might have been a little more aggressive at the deadline. So
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of interesting how things played out right before the trade deadline for them.
Yeah, man. This
They did get
this
Buddy Hield in the trade, right? Did you already talk about that? I don't know if you
No,
mentioned that.
yeah. So yeah, Philly ended up trading Pat Bev to Milwaukee for campaign, and they also got Buddy Hill from Indiana in a three-team deal. Um, I don't know, man. I feel like so. First of all, shout out to Buddy Hill. He's been balling since he's been in Philly. I think he's averaging like 20 a game, hitting like four threes a night. Um, so okay, Buddy Hill, sure. T- uh, I guess Tyrese Halliburton was holding you back. Um, but yeah, man, I don't know. It kind of sucks because on one hand, I was having such a fun time watching Embiid foul bait and dominate the league. Um, but it seems like their season's over. Honestly, I'm just gonna say it. Like, I don't think he's going to be healthy enough. This just gives them a built-in excuse to say maybe next year. And even if he comes back in time for the playoffs, people are just going to be like, "Oh, the injury, his
Right, it's
knee,
already a
he's not
built-in excuse.
100%." It
Exactly,
is
exactly,
so.
exactly.
It's so frustrating, man, because he was on such a run. Um, I don't know, but I mean, should we be surprised? It happens every fucking year with this guy. Like, I mean, people want to shit on AD, people want to shit on Zion, but like, how many times has Joel Embiid been limping into the playoffs, literally? And it looks like this is just another year of that. Hopefully, I'm wrong again. Like, I'm not saying these things to be right. I'm just, I'm just speaking how I feel. So hopefully I'm wrong and he's back and healthy and he's killing the league and that's what we get in the playoffs. But I don't see it. I mean, I just don't see it. Uh, go ahead.
No, agree. I agree.
Phoenix Suns, man. I think they got somebody. I think they filled a role in their team that they really needed because they're relying on Josh Okogie or Grayson Allen and guys like that to be a 3 and D. And I think they got one of the best ones in the league in Royce O'Neal. They basically got him for nothing. They gave up Yuta Watanabe in like a second rounder or something. But
So
do you,
this
do you
Royce
think this
O'Neal
helps?
deal, this the one that Lakers fans are hurt about. 'Cause it's like how the Suns they got no assets, no players to trade, and they still end up getting this guy, like actual guy that can help in the rotation.
Yeah.
And I understand that argument because I was a little salty. I was like, like that's all they had to trade. But you know, maybe it's relationships between general managers or something. You never know. But that is a good pickup. As well as maybe David Roddy, maybe a guy they could throw into the rotation.
Yeah.
So, kind of just making something out of nothing. They've got a couple, well, at least a named guy, Royce O'Neal, that's a guy, and, swapping a body, big body David Roddy, whatever they call
Line man. Uh, yeah. I mean, the Laker tax is real. But we'll talk about that in a second. I want to talk about the team that may have had the best trade deadline, and that is the New York Knicks. Um, this pains me to say, but they actually got better. They
Really, this season,
acquired.
they've been making some good moves, man.
They did, yeah, including the OG Anunoby deal. But they got Bojan Bogdanovic and Alec Burks from the Detroit Pistons. And they got rid of Evan Fournier and a whole bunch of other people that didn't want to be there. I think it's hilarious. Like Evan Fournier did like this 5 minute interview. He was like, "I'm so happy to be out of New York. Like I'm so happy. I
Yeah,
can't
he's been
stand
trying to get
Tibbs."
traded for like the last couple years, and he's just been DMP CD
Yeah.
because they're just using that salary.
Yep.
It's kind of just been held hostage.
What do you think about the Knicks now, man? Fully healthy, I think this is a really good team. What's your opinion?
I agree. How long is Randall gonna be out for? Like at least another.
Another few weeks. He should be back a
He
little bit after All
dislocated shoulder,
Star.
right?
Yeah, maybe like beginning of March.
So what is the starting five like for that team? And ideally, like
It
if
should
everybody's
be,
healthy,
yeah, Brunson, Ananobi,
and then it'll
Bogey,
be at the two.
Randall.
Okay.
Yeah, Randall and Mitchell Robinson. But I think Mitchell Robinson is going to be out until right before the playoffs, so it'll be Hardenstein.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. Are they gonna bring Bogey off the bench? But you think they're gonna start him? Okay.
I
Hmm.
mean,
So I
20
kind of
points a
like
game, shooting
Anunoby.
like 45 from three. Or why would they bring him off the bench? Like, why? Like, for
I
who?
mean, not to say he. I mean, he still played a lot of minutes, but it's just they
Yeah,
seem a little
especially under
slow. That
Tibbs.
starting lineup seemed a little slow. But
Okay.
Anunoby
I
could
guess they
guard
might
so many
start
different people that who knows.
DiVincenzo. They might start him.
Right, right. But man, they got a deep squad, man. And you just named 5 or 6 guys. Josh Hart,
Hmm.
Hartenstein, um, and then Alec Burks. They got quite a little team of motley crew. But I still feel like I guess for the Knicks and Knicks fans, they're happy about the process. Okay, instead now they're a perennial playoff team. Now they're trying to build towards the next step. But everybody's saying it. We all know it. They're still like just that one big swing away. At least they still need. Brunson is one of your guys. Maybe Randall could be a third guy, but like I feel like you need a number one, and that's what it comes down to. And I
Mm.
love. I mean, I love Jalen Brunson. I feel like this is a guy that you can actually win a championship with. I didn't think he would be this good where he'd be like a star, but I always thought like, okay, if he's like your fourth best player, starting point guard, you win with that. But he just keep getting better. But yeah, all that to say, I like the moves they're making. I love that they still have their assets. They haven't traded any big picks. They still have all their picks, I think.
Yeah,
Uh,
they do.
okay, so I don't think their cap situation is great now because they're gonna have to pay Ananobi, but whatever. You know, they've got a roster that you have all these picks. If you could swing the picks and like some salary filler for a star, you're right there.
It's so interesting, man, because typically I'm the one that would say something like that about the New York Knicks, but I
You
don't.
haven't liked them. You
I
don't fuck with the
Yeah,
Knicks. I don't know what's up, man.
but after this deal, man, I think they have everything they need. I really do. Like, I think that highly of Jalen Brunson. Now, maybe I'm overvaluing Julius Randle because I'm assuming that Randle's going to give me 20 and 10. Now,
He be sometimes in the playoffs. I don't know.
but here's my argument for that. In his first two playoff seasons with the Knicks, I'm pretty sure it's only been twice because yeah, they
Yeah,
made it the first year, missed second year, and they made it third year.
yeah,
So he was the number one. He was the clear cut number one. Everything was game plan for him, and boy did it work. Now he's the number two. Jalen Brunson's the number one. So that should free up Randall to an extent to where he can be a little more efficient and be a little better. Hopefully. That's my optimistic view on it. And if you've got freaking OG Ananobi and Bogey on the wings, I mean, those guys are deadly. Like, I
yeah.
don't know, man. Like I really like the Knicks now. Now again, I may be overvaluing Julius Randle because if Julius Randle's ass, they're not going to do anything. Okay, we all understand that, but I'm assuming that because he's not the number one anymore and Brunson is, that he will be better or at least 20 and 10, which is what he's doing in the regular season. So I think, can the Knicks win the championship? Can they beat Boston in 7 game
I'm about
series?
to say, look, yeah, I feel like
I'm
anybody.
about to say
I feel
yes,
like,
I
yeah, I
think they
feel like
can.
the Celtics should be favored, but you know, if you get tough on them and you know Tatum
And
has
they
a bad
missing
series,
threes.
ain't no telling. So yeah, they're vulnerable to anybody. So if you could beat the Celtics, then I guess you could come out the East. So
Wow.
um, the Bucks are kind of a tough matchup for them, I think, but I don't know, man. They're starting to maybe stabilize a little bit, but ain't no telling how they're going to look um, in the playoffs. And nobody else. If I'm the Knicks, nobody else I'm really worried about. Okay, Miami maybe, but because Miami's the Heat, the one who beat them in the playoffs last year, right? So,
Hmm. Miami
uh,
just always seems to they're so fucking annoying. Like
yeah.
these niggas don't care about the regular season at all. Now all of a sudden it's like, oh, playoffs, yeah, sweet, sweet. Three, we're up 3. I was like, wait a minute, like who are these guys?
But you didn't talk
I don't
about.
know.
It's not on the run sheet. They got Terry Rozier. I think that's a nice little pickup. Traded Kyle Lowry.
Did we talk about that last time? I thought we did. Maybe we didn't.
Or did, maybe, yeah, that might have been right before the deadline actually. So,
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, so we might have.
But yeah, Terry Rozier is also hurt, which sucks. He's
Yeah, I
out
just
for a
saw
little
that. Yeah.
bit. But yeah, man, look, I honestly I do believe the Knicks can beat the Celtics. Um, I really though I feel like they would struggle with a team like the Sixers, especially if Embiid's rolling, just because Embiid's going to get Mitchell Robinson in foul trouble. He's going to get Hardenstein in foul trouble. He's going to get Randall in foul trouble. So then that kind of opens things up for other guys. But they have nothing for Brunson. At least the Celtics have Drew Holiday. Uh, which I mean, that might be barbecue chicken at this point too. I
I
don't
say
know.
Drew
Like,
Holiday, man, he kind of living on reputation a little bit nowadays.
yeah, yeah. Especially because the Bucks are just so bad defensively. So it was just like, ah, Drew Holiday, he did everything for them.
Right.
But whatever. So yeah, Knicks, get it done, get it done. Anybody but the Celtics. Let's talk about our Lakers, man. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. We are currently 6-1 over the last 7 games. We're
And
we're
last time
looking
we
great.
talked, it was looking dark. I know I
Yeah,
was out. We was basically saying LeBron get out of here. Ask you
yeah,
know thinking he was going to ask for a trade.
yep.
Um,
Which, hey, look, some of those rumblings may or may not have been accurate. I don't know.
yeah,
So, yeah, man, it's crazy how quickly things can change. I mean, I expected us to make some kind of move at the deadline, and we just didn't do anything. We were able to get Spencer Dinwiddie out the buyout market because they gave him away for Dennis Schroeder. And the Raptors bought him out. But what do you think, man? Like, where are we? I mean, obviously, we're trending upward, just like the Warriors are. We're doing it in a good time in the season, I guess. Like, this pushing towards the All Star break, towards the postseason is a good time as any to trend up. So, what do you think?
yeah. I don't remember when Darvin had made the move, but um,
Rui
moving Torian
Hachimura
Prince to the bench and starting Rui. Yeah, that's
was in
well.
Charlotte.
First it was starting Vando, right, and then Vando got hurt.
Yep.
We were looking great in that stretch. It was like, oh yeah, what everybody asked for, for the most part, was
Yeah.
bringing the lineup back from last year, and they were playing great. Had a great win against the Celtics, where
Against the
Austin
Knicks.
Reeves was looking like absolute star out there. It was like, what is going on? Yeah, the Knicks was a great win, and it's just been pretty consistent since. It's really it's strangely it's the offense now. Like that, what's we've been so worried about all season. Now we're hitting shots and just looking more crisp. We have different levels of attack with Rui having some slash and mid range game. D'Angelo Russell's been playing awesome, more aggressive, looking for a shot, and when the shot's not there, he's assisting. And Austin Reeves, just getting, really he's been pretty good for the most part for the last several months. He started off struggling this season, but he's been, people it's kind of been this narrative that he hasn't been that good, but he's been pretty good most of the year.
Mm-hmm.
But he's taking up a little bit more. His 3-point shots falling. Um, I mean, AD after getting banged up a little bit, he's back to playing at a high level again. He's getting more and more recognition, which I love to see. LeBron, he's been okay. He hasn't really like went off really, but he's been, when he plays, he's consistent doing his thing. It's really just been like a full team effort, and I guess give Darvin Ham some props. It took him half the fucking year to get here, but finally he figured something out, and we're playing better, and now we can maybe dream about getting to the 6th seed or something, man. Maybe, but let's just keep on doing what we're doing. I wish we didn't have to make things so hard in regular season, but you know, trying to make some noise. The last loss, we're 6-1 in the last 7. The last L was another close loss against the Nuggets, which is like, are we ever gonna beat these motherfuckers? But I've been talking a lot. What you got to say? What you been seeing?
Man, it's interesting. You touched on a lot of points that I've wanted to. I'm gonna talk about Rui Hachimura first. Uh, I'm not sure. I mean, it feels like every single pod we're talking about. Why did it take Darvin Ham so long to just go back to that D'Lo, Reeves, Vando, Braun, AD lineup? Like, why? But yeah, like right when he did, like immediately we started playing better. Like it was just like, yeah, nigga, duh. We went to the Western Conference Finals last year, like literally 6 months ago. Like we were there, whatever. But yeah, I mean, luckily Torian Prince got hurt. Well, I shouldn't say luckily, but he got hurt, and Darvin Ham had to start somebody else, and it just happened to be Rui Hachimura. And yeah, since then we've just been rolling, man. I feel like the biggest thing, aside from us actually making shots, is just that teams are finally not just on fire against us, except the Nuggets. They fuck you, Denver Nuggets. You fuckers. These niggas is like, oh yeah, Lakers on the schedule. Michael Porter Jr. 10 threes. Jamal Murray fade away behind the back under my leg 3. Nikola Jokic. Like I'm just like, bro, like I can't stand these niggas. But I mean, literally everybody else, they're just not on fire against us anymore. Like guys that are supposed to miss the threes that we give them are actually missing, and like stars aren't really going off on us. It's just I don't know. Like I mean, I want to credit AD and his defense, man. Like he's just been an anchor, like he always is. I still think that he should be the defensive player of the year. I still think that he doesn't really get the credit he deserves for everything he does for us defensively, bro. Like I
It's because
mean,
we're the 7th seed or whatever this or 9th seed. It's tough.
not even just blocks and steals though, just like the way that people will not come to the paint, or just the way that he just changes people's shots is just it's so valuable. Um, and yeah,
I mean,
like
we're able to win without LeBron because
yeah,
our identity is built around AD. But when we're without AD, it's just like, what are we doing? Like, we
yeah,
have no offense, no defense. It's just like, man, this guy is everything.
he is, yeah. D'Lo, man, D'Angelo Russell, I owe you an apology because a few weeks ago I was ready to give you up, bro. I really was, but after seeing your value on the trade market, I was just like, there's no way these niggas really thought we were gonna take that deal. DeJounte Murray, I mean, sorry, what was it? It was like D'Lo, Max Christie, 2 first-round picks for like what? Like that's an absolute rape. and I'm glad the Lakers realized that. So, and look, shout out to D'Lo for playing better. Like, yeah, nigga, we need
But
you.
so that's probably really the key is he stepped his level up. Is like, okay, where are you going to get a guy that's shooting 40% from three, on 5, 6 threes a game or whatever, and um, 6, 7 assists a game, and just can do all this. Where are you going to, if you trade D'Lo, who are you going to get that can replace that production? It just didn't really seem like there was any names out there, and also like you said, the Lakers tax.
It's crazy.
Teams are just not going to ask the same kind of offers from the Lakers. They're going to want more picks, more. We know LeBron's got you over a barrel. He wants you to trade. He wants you to make a move. You got to do something. Oh, we want all your picks. We want all your players. Give us Austin Reeves too. You got to do it. You got to do it. Oh, you can't hold this read up because of Austin. This trade up because of Austin Reeves. It's just like, man, like we. Why does everybody feel like they could get one over on us, man? But
It's crazy.
I'm glad that we didn't go further into the red to try to support this team. Just because if we were like, top 4 in the conference, and maybe it was a move out there that could help really put us over the top, okay, maybe I'd be more willing. But if we were just struggling along just to try to make the playoffs again, like, man, at a certain point you gotta, you can't just keep on going upside down in value. You can't just keep on like just going in the negatives. You gotta slow it down. So
Mhm.
but with that said, I think we can still make some noise this year. I mean, we got to kind of hope that somebody else takes the Nuggets out at this point because they
We
are just a
can't beat
bad
them.
matchup for us. Yeah,
Hmm.
and we could probably beat anybody else in the fucking West, honestly. And we have. We beat the Suns. We beat the Clippers.
Beat the
I'm not worried
Thunder.
about the Timberwolves. We beat the Thunder a few times. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you know, it's just kind of one of those things. But I don't want to go in. I hate. It almost feels like Darvin Ham and management kind of feels like that. It's like, we just got to get in the playoffs and we'll beat whoever. But like, if the season matters, like you want to try to have good habits throughout the season. You want to try to build chemistry. You want to, get good. See the sample size, and see it actually in works, and get the confidence up. And then also like when you get to the playoffs, seeding matters. Home court advantage. Every little tiny advantage matters. It cascades. So. I don't love the process, but we'll see. We'll see where we end up.
Yeah.
And just wanted to add,
Oh,
like Dinwiddie, that is a valuable pickup
mhm.
in the buyout market, especially with Gabe Vincent. Basically, probably won't see him the rest of the year. I'm not even going to hold hopes for that. Um, Dinwiddie's came right in and played very well. I know a lot of fans don't love to hear that Ham might be throwing out 3 guard lineups, but hey, at least if it's Dinwiddie, Reeves and D'Lo, they're all at least 6'5" and pretty decent length and lankiness to them, where they're not just pushovers on defense. So far it's looked decent when they do those lineups, and I love Dinwiddie just as being able to fill that minute void, especially with we're kind of banged up right now with Max Christie and Cam Reddish out. We'll see how that looks when guys are back, how they're supposed to fit the minutes in. But right now, it's kind of fitting in just nicely. He's not trying to do too much. He's not shooting well from three this year, but he makes some kind of some big shots when you need them. And you don't really you just need somebody to go out there and be a shot maker kind of, and
Mhm.
a playmaker, and he could do that.
If you remember, I was very high on Spencer Dinwiddie when he was leaving Dallas. I think that he was a big part of why they made it so far. Obviously, Jalen Brunson, Luka Doncic carried it, but Spencer Dinwiddie helped them immensely, and
Hmm.
I don't really think he gets the credit he deserves for that.
Yeah,
Um, Unfortunately, he has been ass since he left Dallas. In Brooklyn, he was god awful. I was like, whoa, like what happened to this guy?
he was starting over there,
Um,
right?
yeah, he was starting.
And just kind of just taking too much of a load. It looks like.
I man, I don't know. I'm not sure that's it. I just to me it felt like he just wasn't motivated. And maybe now in a new situation, playing with LeBron, playing for his hometown team in the Lakers, maybe he can be motivated to be better because if he can give us any of what he gave us in Dallas, man, that would be a huge break for us. Especially if or when D'Lo starts playing bad. Um, that'll be a guy we can insert in there,
In the
play make,
playoffs, yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
like attack the basket, break down defense. Just somebody that can do something that's just not like a catch and shoot guy.
Yeah, a little
So
more like different type of play style too, like a little more
Yeah.
slash to his game, a little more
Hmm.
athleticism.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully he can help us out. Um, let's talk about the Golden State Warriors really quick. They are they're rolling. I mean, just as the Lakers are starting to peak, as are the Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry almost broke his own record in Atlanta. I think he had like 11 threes, and then he turned around and gave Brooklyn 8 threes. Um, he's playing at an all-time high. Uh, Steve Kerr has unleashed Jonathan Kuminga, and he's been balling. I think he's averaged like 20 over his last 20 games. Draymond Green is back, and although he is still insane, he has been a great contributor. He's doing what Draymond does. Like he'll score his 8 points, he'll get his 8 rebounds, he'll get his 8 assists. He's going to have a big block, a big steal. That's who Draymond is. But Klay Thompson, oh my God.
Yeah.
Um, I said this in October. Mind you, the season starts like October 22nd. And I said it in October. Klay is washed. Like washed. Um, and he goes out there and proves it every night. It's unfortunate though, man, because
Yeah, it's tough to
I
see.
I love the Splash Brothers. I love Klay. Um, and I'm glad that Steve Kerr and others are having these conversations with him. Like, maybe you're not that guy anymore, but that's okay. Like you can still fulfill a certain role on this team. You may not ever score 50 points again. You may not ever hit 10 threes. You may, but like that's not your role anymore. And I think like it's one of the toughest days for an athlete when you realize that you're not immortal anymore. But like somebody needs to like let Klay know now because
You know, it's
he
crazy.
he, he can't continue to play this bad in the postseason. Go ahead.
I feel like he's starting to realize that. I'm seeing and reading quotes, and seeing stuff where he seemed more and more introspective. Where seemed like these talks and the reality is coming to him, but then he still takes these terrible shots sometimes, and
All the
just has
time.
low IQ plays, and maybe he's probably just playing too many minutes. I don't know. That's kind of a Steve Kerr thing. He's out here
Mm,
playing 30 minutes and out here going 4-14, and it's probably not a good process there.
yeah,
Especially when they've got, it's not like they have a shortage of guards and people that can play that position. Um, so they're in a tough spot. It sounds like, um, it's still going through a transition. I guess he wants to. Can he be Ray Allen on the Heat? Can he be like Reggie Miller in his final years with the Pacers? Can he be? I'm just trying to think of like more Kyle Korver or something. Like he needs to like kind of pivot his thinking instead of taking 20 shots a game. Like maybe just try to be there for the big shots and just try to be a consistent threat out there. People aren't going to leave Klay if he's running around out there.
very true.
And maybe he just needs to still just embrace that role of creating space for teammates by being a gravity threat. But that doesn't mean you have to take you have to shoot every time you touch the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like so. Um, I mean, how many bad losses that you pretty much can point to him is it going to take that before he gets it right? But other than that, things are like I said, turn around in Golden State. Steph has been after kind of struggling a little bit beginning of this month. Honestly, he's turned it back up now. Every time he's every like look or I'm watching the game, he's 40, 40, 50. Uh, so he's doing his part. Draymond is playing great. He actually hasn't really had many incidents after his suspension until this Nurkic thing again, right?
Hmm.
They clearly don't like each other.
Yeah, them niggas
Um,
got beef.
yeah, it's real. Um, speaking of beef, we're gonna talk about beefcakes or beef stew, whatever the dude's name is. Detroit, what's up with this maniac?
Yeah,
This
Isaiah.
dude's he's a danger to all of us.
Oh man, get this thug out of the league, Adam Silver. Get him out. Get him out. For those of you that
And I
don't
wanted
know,
him on the Lakers. I thought we could maybe get him from the Pistons.
no, bro. Nah, after that him and LeBron thing, it was over. But look, for those of you that don't know, there was a report that, and I'm sure the video is going to come out any day now, but before the game yesterday, Isaiah Stewart just punched
Eubanks,
Eubanks, yeah, in the
the
face,
Suns,
by
right?
the way. Yeah, on the Suns, in the face. And he literally got arrested. Like, nigga went to jail. Like,
Like,
I
bro,
don't
like
know. This poor guy, man.
keeping it real
He's
goes wrong.
yeah, he's got so much anger. Like, he got so much anger in his soul, man. And that's honestly he's dangerous. Like, he might need to do some jail time to like calm down, because like this kind of nigga that like shoots up things, and you know it's only going to escalate, in
I
my
mean,
opinion.
what did
So
Eubanks say, man? He must have said something offensive, man.
he must have tested him. He must have called him a
Must have,
nigga.
yeah, he must have really tried it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, let's get off of that. But this nigga come for me. So last thing I want to talk about.
But with the
Oh,
Warriors, though, ultimately, where are they going though? Like, okay, they're maybe like a team you don't want to face in the playoffs, but like,
mhm.
are they going to win more than a round, really?
It depends on matchups. I mean, if they played the Lakers, no. But if it
Who's a good
was,
matchup? Could they beat the Clippers?
hmm, I don't think they can. But I think they could be. It's so funny. Like, we're
So
over here
basically,
just
the
like,
Timberwolves.
I was about
Timberwolves,
to say, like,
yeah.
everybody is just disregarding the fucking Timberwolves and the Thunder, and these niggas, both of these niggas could have been Western Conference Finals.
The
But
Thunder, I
yeah,
think,
like,
will be hard for the Warriors, honestly. But
what is
the Thunder,
the
actually,
Thunder?
the Timberwolves, I think both of them will be hard for the Warriors, just because the Timberwolves defense. And,
Hmm.
Steph gonna try to average 40, but like anybody else really gonna be? Is he gonna have help though?
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And
Yeah.
The Thunder, I just think too good,
Mm.
too athletic for them boys. They make the Warriors look old.
You're probably right. Be a 20-point margin every game. Um, Last thing I want to discuss before we get out of here, man. All-Star Saturday night. To me, that's like the event to watch. I haven't cared about an All-Star game in years, really. Uh, we have All-Star Jaylen Brown, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Mac McClung, defending champ, and Jacob Toppin, who gets literally no minutes for the Knicks
Is he
in the
like
dunk
Obi
contest this
Toppin's
year.
brother or something?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Uh, who's gonna win the slam dunk contest this year? Jaylen Brown did it because he's like, we need guys that the league knows competing in it, and then they give you three guys that the league
Shout
doesn't
out
know
to
with
Jalen
them.
Brown, man.
So
That's
he's trying.
brave,
He's
apparently.
trying. Mm-hmm.
Why come Wimby didn't do it, man?
The dunk contest.
Yeah, I want to see this big tall fool just do something crazy.
I mean, it's because he's 7'1", like or 7'3". He knows he wouldn't get any credit, and he wouldn't.
I want
I
to see
think.
him like jump over the goal or something. Like I want to see something. I want to see him touch the top of the backboard and then dunk it. Just do something crazy we've never seen. But
That's crazy.
alas,
I don't think he can
he's
do that.
he's participating in something, right? The skills challenge.
Yeah, he's in the skills challenge. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Saturday
Team
night would be
top
cool.
picks.
I saw there was a pretty good lineup for the celebrity game. Isn't
Is
that
it?
what tomorrow?
Yeah.
All that stuff starts. So on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then the
The three
rookie
point
sophomore game.
the 3-point thing is stacked too. You got Malik Beasley, who never misses. That guy.
Oh,
Jalen
I
Brunson,
could have sworn I
Tyrese
remember him missing a
Halliburton.
lot with the Lakers, but
Yeah. Yeah. Jalen Brunson, Tyrese
oh, the follow
Halliburton,
through.
Dame Lillard, Laurie Marketing, Donovan Mitchell, Cat, and Trey Young. It should be a good 3-point contest.
Yeah.
And then Steph Curry is facing Sabrina Ionesco for whatever. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm sorry, ladies. I
She's
don't
like
care.
she's like the Steph Curry of the WNBA.
Okay.
And they're doing the new court, the LED court. That'll be something cool, I guess. A
Ah.
whole bunch of stuff going on the court while they're doing the events. Probably for like the skills challenge and stuff, they'll have like the arrows of where you need to go and
Mm-hmm.
cool stuff,
Yeah.
countdown stuff.
Hopefully it's interesting. I'm actually looking forward to it, like I always am. Do you have anything else before we close?
No, the actual All Star game, man,
Yeah.
is there anything they could do about this All Star game? Like, should they take it off a Sunday, just make it Saturday or something? Because I feel like it's people are just ready to move on. It's Sunday night, people ready to move on to finishing their weekend, and people aren't watching. Hell, the players it's gonna be in Indiana. They're hopping on an airplane as soon as fresh out the shower, as soon as they get off the game. So.
Yeah.
Um,
I I don't think there's an answer for it. I mean, you know, like Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, they've talked about how they, when they get in there, they try to compete and they try to play hard. But if it's only them two and eight other guys are just fucking around, I mean, it doesn't matter. So,
Mm-hmm.
but look, the reality is, ain't nobody out there trying to get hurt. Like, it's the argument. It's the All Star game. It's fun. There's supposed to be dunks and throw out the backboards and windmills and shit. But I don't know. I mean, as a super fan of the NBA, there's like no appeal to that for me. But maybe it's because I'm a super fan. Like maybe if I was a casual, like maybe they're like, oh, look at LeBron. Oh, he's doing the dunks. Like so. I don't know.
Here's a small tangent. Maybe it's the what do they call it?
The presentation.
No, because it's not at like anybody's home court. Well, it's in Indiana, but it's like fans that are there are just there. They don't really have anybody to cheer for. It's just they're just there to just
Mm,
cheer for stuff, and it just seems like there's no passion for the actual game being played. But kind of like honestly, like how the Super Bowl felt to me. Like it just feel like just hella just rich people and corporate, and there's no real fans there. Like so, there's no energy in
mm,
the game, and it just feels like boring and dead and no stakes. And I don't know. It's a tough. I don't know how you could really solve that.
yeah, because I mean they sure make a lot of money because the ticket prices are absolutely insane. In Indiana, it's like $500 for like nosebleeds. Just like, bro, like who do y'all think y'all are? So yeah, there's nothing we can do. It's gonna be ass. I'm not gonna watch it.
So wait, is that like a bucket list thing for you at all? Do you want to go to All Star Weekend? I guess you could actually do it in Vegas at some point. They'll probably have it here soon.
Hmm. So I would go to All Star Saturday night before I would go to the actual game. Like if they had it anywhere close to me, like in LA or Utah again or whatever, or if it was here in
You
Vegas,
know, it's crazy. Them tickets probably cost more on Saturday night than Sunday.
probably, probably. But I mean, I would want to like spend that money and be there for that. But for the All Star game itself, hell no. I would I would rather
You'd rather
go
see
to
Mac
like the
McClung than
Friday night
LeBron
game.
James.
Yes,
you'd
yes, yes. Honestly,
rather
I
see
I,
you'd
I don't
rather
even
see
know if
Robin
LeBron's gonna
Toppin or
play.
whatever that nigga name is than Luka Doncic.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. But look, man, great pod. I'm glad we got it out. Glad we got it done. New one to be coming soon, I'm assuming, because hopefully somebody like the Lakers is gonna be number one seed next time we talk. So yeah. Appreciate it,
All right, man.
man.